Not since Chuck Bednarik have we really had a guy play both ways for the entirety of a game, and we don't expect that here. What are you hearing from teams about Travis Hunter and which side of the ball they expect him to play?
I think teams will view him as a cornerback, but they also can play him at a wide receiver. And because he's got all these skills, it doesn't mean that they're going to neglect one side of the football and feature him solely on the other. A player of this caliber is too good to be ignored. He's already demonstrated the ability to play everywhere at all times. And while I think some people across the league would be surprised if he had that frequency of play in the NFL, I think there will be teams that do feature him on both sides of the football. But I think his value as a cornerback would be high. You certainly could play him at wide receiver some, but I think most teams seem to be thinking of him more as a cornerback initially.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think, look, you can get your return on investment out of Travis immediately. He'll be a guy who will be in contention for a Pro Bowl berth. Definitely all rookie, maybe defensive rookie of the year, and maybe even all pro, because of the fact that, look, corner is a very instinctive position. Obviously, there's a lot of technique that can go that's involved with it, and there's a lot of film work that's involved with it, and if you want to play at the highest of levels, but it's largely instinctive. And this guy has instincts that all of us only could dream of having, as far as route recognition, his natural body control, his natural explosiveness, and his hand-eye coordination. That is some of the best that I've ever seen. And I mean, as far as being a player, as far as being a scout, as far as working at ESPN, I have not seen hand-eye coordination in a guy like this in a long, long time, if maybe ever. So I think that's where you have to start him off.
I'll bring you guys inside of a team building. We have a team meeting, and then once you break the team meeting, you got to go offense or defense.
Right.
He's got to decide which one he's going. I think he goes defense first. He's going to the defensive meeting, first of all, and we're going to ingratiate him in our defense. But because of his instincts and because of his ball skills, to me, he's got some of the best ball skills that you've ever seen. You're not going to deny him the opportunity to also be on offense. You just can't major in both, Greeny. You got to major in one and minor in another. I don't care how great you are. We've seen Deion, Champ Bailey. A lot of people have tried to do it. It's hard to do on this level. And to me, that would be disrespect to the thousands of professional football players that have been great athletes before him. He starts at DB, but he's going to slide over to the offensive side of the football and learn some plays.
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that, and I would say, is this. Maybe the greatest to do it that we've ever seen, and Deion Sanders has said, he may even believe that this guy has more unique ability than maybe even he had, which is a big, big statement. And I can't wait to see him, in his pro day.
Mel?
He had a high football IQ, I'll tell you, incredible. And Travis, how about the stamina, the endurance to play both ways? And we haven't yet determined, because he's played both ways, where he's going to be best at, cornerback or wide receiver. Let it play out, then sprinkle him in on the other side of the ball. Big games, you get to the playoffs, Super Bowl, whatever, for Travis Hunter. I guarantee you right now, it's Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter that Cleveland's debating. And then you think whoever's left, the Giants are saying, do we take the quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, or one of those guys who's at the top of the board? And the most disappointing team here will be the New England Patriots if Shedeur Sanders doesn't go 2 or 3, because they felt like, okay, if Shedeur goes to 3 and Ward already went 1, we're guaranteed Carter or Hunter at 4, which probably is the best player on our board, the number 1 player on our board. If Shedeur doesn't go and these two go, then New England a little disappointed, right? But for Travis Hunter, he's a generational talent. We have never seen this before. A guy go out and play both sides of the ball the entire game and not wear out. So we don't know. You imagine if he was just at one spot and focus on one position, how great he would be? He hasn't had that opportunity yet.
And to kind of a very quick question on this, and I'll get Schefter back in a minute here, but you took us inside the building. Let me ask you a different question.
Yeah.
How much say does he have in this? Because, listen, far be it for me to point this out. The highest paid corner in the NFL makes about $30 million a year. The highest paid receiver makes over $40 million a year. So if I'm him, I might lean towards the offensive side while you guys are saying the teams are wanting to play defense. Does he get a say in this?
He'll get a little say in that, but he's going to do what we say in the building first. We're going to put you on defense. We're going to explain why, and we're going to tell you, let's start here. And because you want to, here's what you're going to have to do to get to the other side of the ball. But you're definitely going to involve him. This is not a dictatorship, but understand, this is pro football. We're going to start where I want you to start at.
And that doesn't say that he can't be someone who kind of really transforms how cornerbacks are looked at, or his particular case, because of the fact that he is a two-way player anyway, and kind of blow the salary structure out of the water for corners anyway.
It might. Schefter, go.
Well, we're talking about these prospects being there, 1, 2, 3. I think back to the last Sunday of the season when the New England Patriots are playing their division rival Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills are doing whatever they can to make sure that New England wins that game so they fall out of the number 1 spot, a top pick, and fall to number 4. And if it goes the way that we're talking about it potentially going, with Cam Ward going 1, Abdul Carter going 2, Travis Hunter going 3, then New England is a real loser for coming out and winning that last game against its division rival Buffalo, which now will not have to worry about facing Travis Hunter for the next decade or so.
Well, that's right. I mean, and look, the Giants won a game late, and that changed their draft position, and the Patriots won a game late, and that changed that draft position. It's always so fascinating to see, and this time of year we pay a lot more attention to it. We'll continue in just a moment. Pass. So here's the way this is going to work. I'm going to give the guys a scenario, and what I do not want is for you to tell me what you would do. Excuse me. What I want is for you to tell me what you would do, not what you expect the team to do. So, Booger, I will start with you. Shamar Stewart has insane measurables, but he had only 1.5 sacks last year. So if you're in the draft room, Atlanta, at 15, do you pick or pass?
Oh, there's no doubt, Green. I'm going to pick, and I think if you're the Atlanta Falcons, and we've all heard this stat, they hadn't had a double-digit sack guy since 2016 of Vic Beasley. As a matter of fact, since 2019, they haven't had a guy that had more than 7 sacks. And so I think they have to get the pass rush right, Greeny. I'm standing picking 6'5", 267. He lit the combine up with his workout, and it's going to be up to their defensive line coach and their defensive coordinator to unlock the potential where he can actually finish the plays and get sacked.
He's an athletic wonder of that, there is no question. Lewis, you're next. Will Campbell's arms measured 32 5/8 inches at the combine, leaving questions about his ability to play left tackle. So if you are the Jets at 7, do you pick or do you pass Will Campbell?
I'm picking him, and his arm length to me is not a factor whatsoever. This guy has vice grips for hands, and when you look at his arms, look at it right here on this video clip. You see the punch timing that he has. He times it up perfectly. He's stout as a rock. He's nimble as a ballerina out in space on the second level. And he's a guy who really has shut down some very, very good pass rushers in the SEC. When you talk about Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M, Texas A&M could not get anything on him in the game down there in College Station this past year. He's a guy who's a franchise caliber guy. If you're the Jets, you go ahead and you plug him in at left tackle, put Fasciano at right tackle, and you're off to the races.
All right, and the last one, I cannot wait to hear Mel's response to this. We've seen a couple of running backs in the top 10 in recent years, Mel. If you are in the Raiders draft,
Đừng cho nhạc nha. Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn tô tượng. Hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là bánh ngọt. Mọi người hôm nay vòng của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là bánh đường. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu làm nha. Rồi.